It's Friday Farm Vlog, and what a fun week we've had here on the farm. It has been unseasonably warm around here, which is awesome for the chicks and the baby goats because they've been able to come outside this week out of their little chick house and out of their little goat shed. So we had the two older chicks come out in the yard today for the first time, and they were so cute. They were a little nervous though, so they just came out for a little bit and then they retreated back. And so they've been hanging out, but with the beautiful weather, I had this all open so that the babies could enjoy the nice breeze, and I even got to turn the heat lamps off for a little bit because it got up to 80 degrees. The chickens have definitely been investigating all the cheeping that they're hearing over here. They all seem to be wondering, what is all that cheeping? Like, who are these chicks? It makes me wonder, like, do they know those are from their eggs? Those are their babies? That's why the babies look just like them? I think more so they're wondering how they can get to the chick food. But so far, nobody has been able to get in. My first compost pile is doing awesome, nice and hot, and it's really mixing well. I just flipped it again today, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. We're getting there. It's got a lot of straw to break down, but I totally think we're gonna get there. Now my other compost pile, not so sure how that's gonna do. We had a little incident. It fell down. So we had it upright in the tower. The column was upright for I think like 2 or 3 days, and then I came out and whoops, it had fallen over. Despite all of the zip tying that I did to the pallet. But I will say with this one, I did notice that it was like the Leaning Tower of Pisa from the get-go, but I hoped that the zip ties would hold and that we could just get through those 5 days of keeping it in the column. We got a few days, but yeah, I'm gonna have to bust this open and turn this into a pile, and hopefully we can have success with this like we are having so far with the other one. The raspberry bushes are going crazy. They are loving this weather. I'm so excited for some raspberries. And the strawberries are on their way. We've got some little white flowers peeking up in our strawberry bed, and I'm so excited for strawberries. I'm seeing all these little tiny flowers, so I am hopeful that this season we are going to get some grapes. We had some grapes starting last year, but we did pull them to give this a chance to establish itself and get a good root system. I would say this is pretty established at this point, so we're gonna let some grapes grow this year. I'm brand new to grapes, so we'll see how that goes. Our little seedlings, we have been bringing them out to harden. So that's been a lot of back and forth in the house with the greenhouse, and bringing them out just for an hour, then for 2 hours, 3 hours, just building them up, getting them used to all this sun and a little wind. So we just started letting the baby goats out. They love hopping around out here. They're having so much fun. Lots to explore. I gotta say, Miss Nancy is getting along better with them. She's not so scared of them anymore. She's still doing a little bit of head-butting towards them, but it's much more gentle now. So I think she's just more playing with them and teaching them the order in the herd. Right, Nancy? Yeah. Yeah, see, so she just ran at the baby, didn't actually make contact, but he backed off, and I think that's her goal, is just to teach them that she's the boss and they need to back down when she tells them to. Right? Ooh, the jumps! This little boy, he's 5.5 pounds now, and he has so much energy. Oh my goodness, all the time jumping around. He is a busy guy. He likes to run at Fancy Nancy and headbutt her. And boy, can he jump. Oh my goodness, he can jump really high. It's impressive. He actually jumped on top of Amelia on her back, similar to what this little girl's trying to do to me right now. Now this little girl, this little sweetheart, she has had a disbudding procedure this week. You wouldn't know it by how much fun she's been having. My goodness, this girl is a brave, sweet goat. My goodness, but she was developing little buds where horns were gonna develop, so she had them removed. Now we do remove the horns here on our farm because of safety reasons. We have small children, and goats, they love to headbutt. That's just what they do. And if they have horns, it can be a dangerous situation, not only for humans, but for each other. Also, horns can get stuck in fences. Goats can die if they're stuck in a fence and they don't have access to water on a hot day. So all things we want to avoid. My hope is to get these goats into the show ring, and for ADGA shows, you can't have horns. They have to be disbudded. So as much as I hate having it done, it's one of those things we feel is necessary. Now that being said, we had it done again by our goat veterinarian, and so she did give lidocaine injections, which help as a nerve block. Prior to getting the procedure done, she also gave the baby girl injectable pain medication. And it looks silver on her head because the vet did put on some antibiotic gel as well as Aloe Shield, which is a silver spray that acts like a bandage. It does allow the wound to breathe. Which is great for healing, but it does protect it from dirt and grime getting in there. Oh my gosh! Their little hooves tickle. Oh! I swear it's been like goat yoga all week with these little goats. My kids absolutely love when these babies jump all over them. Ah, that's my head. Do we have to build you guys a little mountain for you to climb? Some little hills over here? We got the little playground. Oh, and I built something this week that I want to show you. Okay, so this is a baby goat disbudding box. So it's just a little small box that you can place the baby goat in order to do the disbudding procedure. This helps to keep them still because you certainly don't want to make a mistake. Now when we had Calvin James disbudded, which is Fancy Nancy's buckling, the veterinarian, oh, we didn't have a disbudding box, so the veterinarian had given him a anesthetic which kept him immobile during the procedure so that he couldn't wiggle around. He also had the lidocaine that was injected to block his nerves, and also the injectable pain medication. Hi. As well as all the sprays and everything. However, because he was being given an injectable anesthetic, he had to fast for 4 hours, which meant being separated from his mother, no nursing, all that time, which is hard on a really young baby. He was only 11 days old. Even though the injectable anesthetic had a reversal agent, he was really groggy for quite a while after and wasn't up for nursing. So he went a long stretch of time without nursing, and it seemed really hard on him. So this time around, the vet said that she would be okay with not giving that anesthetic if we had a disbudding box or could keep the baby girl still enough for her to be able to do a good, safe job on the disbudding. And I gotta say, the box, personally for me, was so much better than having her have injectable anesthetics. Now, goats are known for not doing well with anesthetics, so that was always a worry for me. Ow! And seeing how this girl bounced back so quickly and went right for her mom to nurse, it was such a difference from when Calvin James had it done. Now, this is by no means a perfect disbudding box. I had 1 hour while my son was in school, put this together with some scrap wood, spare wood that I had around the farm. Thank goodness, with all the projects we've done around the farm, I've learned how to use different hand tools in my husband's collection of hand tools because he's been away on a work trip and I figured out how to put this together. Now normally disbudding boxes are fully enclosed. However, I didn't have enough wood to completely cover it. But it turns out having a hole here worked out perfect, because even though I measured the baby goat for exactly her length and made the box exactly for her length, once she was in here, she was scooting her butt and like crunching up. So it gave her more room to move back and forth. So I was able to put my hand in here, and I was petting her to let her know and talking to her, letting her know I'm right here, because it was definitely scary for her to be in this box at first, because she didn't know what that was. She wanted to just jump in and out of it and play, but to actually have to be restrained, goats do not like to be restrained typically. So I was able to pet her through here, which was nice, and also when she tried to back her butt up, I could just kind of hang on to her, pet her, and keep her from jumping around, shifting around. But their head goes in the front here for the disbudding procedure to allow access, and by putting this here and sitting on top, the veterinary technician could hold her head, give her support, and keep her head comfortable while the vet could do the disbudding. Now, I know this is rough. I was limited in the supplies that I could use for cutting this, but I took this nice fleece and I made it so that she had a nice soft place to place her head for the actual procedure. And he's like, what are we doing, huh? And so I could pet him up here, pet him on the side, and then quick procedure, and then you let them out. Woo! You did it yourself! It's like, what was that? So glad that it's done. I honestly didn't sleep for a couple nights prior to the disbudding, because it's the worst part. I hate seeing them cry about being restrained. I hate how they cry because they have to get the injections for the lidocaine, the injections for the pain medication. Once those kick in, it does help, but still, I don't like it. So far, Amelia's little boy still appears to be polled, which is naturally hornless, and I'm so hopeful he is indeed naturally hornless and that he won't start developing little horns late. Can happen, but I'm hopeful that for his sake, and so I can rest easy also. One baby is more than enough for disbudding, but I gotta toughen up about it because Fancy Nancy's horned, and the sire Rory that she was bred to, he's horned as well. They both got disbudded at a young age, and so their babies will also be horned, so they'll have to be disbudded. So gotta toughen up for that part. So I'll have the vet back out to do those procedures when Fancy Nancy has her babies and they're ready for it. You visited with the bucks. Oh my gosh. Oh, it sounds like Nancy and Amelia are done eating. I was just giving them their grain. Are they ready to come back out to play? Yeah? Wanna go get them? All done? Oh, good job, you ate it all. And then there's the bucks. They just got a bath yesterday. Washed their little beards. Got them all clean. Oh, they're so soft. Look at all this fluffy coat. They are shedding out their really long coat. Honestly, I think I'm gonna shave them down because they are blowing out their coat like crazy. These little bucklings, they're such love bugs. Look at this beard. I can't believe these little bucklings have beards now. You were just my little tiny babies not that long ago. Yeah, look at all this. They're losing all that undercoat. Rory too. His fur is not as long, but he's definitely shedding as well. Look at that beard. It's a nice beard you got. You were just loving being pet, huh? They little love bugs. Were you getting jealous? He's getting pet? Oh, please don't climb on me. I know. You're getting too big to get in my lap. I know you see the babies climbing in my lap, but you'll always be my baby, but you're getting heavy for climbing. Yeah. You're getting heavy. You're so cute. I know. I love you. Yeah, so bathing the bucklings was fun. I did use buckets of warm water, and they honestly didn't mind the warm water when that was poured on them, but I did use the hose because I needed a little bit more pressure on the denser coat area to really get all the suds out, because you definitely don't want to leave the shampoo in there because it can make them itchy, and they didn't like the cold hose part. But I followed the cold hose up with another bucket of warm water to warm them up, and it was so hot when we did it yesterday that they just dried right off in the sun, and they actually really loved having the expanse of the backyard to explore, and they were on their best behavior, which I was very impressed, because usually when Amelia and Nancy are out in the backyard, they're getting into all kinds of things, into the garden, compost, all kinds of issues, and I was pleasantly surprised with the bucklings behaving themselves. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I hope you have an awesome Mother's Day weekend. And if you haven't started your farm yet, what are you waiting for? Get your farm on. Oh my goodness. I got your butt. You too?
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you want a farm? A wicked awesome farm? Watch this channel to learn what to do. We love to farm and we'll show you. Yeah, welcome to our show. Whoa. Just one